Welcome to today's video where we're going to be going over a pistol round done by Fun plus Phoenix against Renegades during ESL Pro League Season 13. So this was quite a unique pistol to my eyes because it involved playing essentially two duo setups with a single player running and doing their own thing. So we're just going to watch Sunny for the first few seconds because he is the player doing his own thing. He actually spots INS here and does get a dink off. But as soon as this player comes through, I'm just going to actually slow it down. The dink will come through any second now. There it is. Okay, so I'm going to slow it down here so we can have a look at the setups across the map. So first off, Farlig, he's playing the contact here to bait for Maden. So Maden actually is watching towards that, and then that's about it. And then over towards the B side of the map, we actually do see a stack outside of the window, where, as you can see, zehN has his knife out and he's boosting STYKO to watch the tunnel run out. So this is actually quite an interesting one because it reminds me of the overpass CT pistols a lot of people used to run. Except you're now doing it with the B site and Dust2, which is arguably a lot harder to retake as a CT when you compare it to the overpass B site. So I'm actually going to let this round play through, and I'm just going to note some interesting things because first up, Sunny actually disrupts the fake that was going to be sold here. So you can see it was originally going to be a smoke towards where Sunny is stood right now, and then Sunny will actually be flashing over whilst they're fighting. So we're actually going to let this play through from his point of view, and then I'll show you the individual POVs separately. So you can clearly see STYKO actually misses a lot of his shots, whiffs completely, but he does make up for it in the round, actually getting 3 kills overall, despite being dinked. Of course, the main thing to do with this strategy is the fact that they did go for that boost, because ordinarily you would expect the CT boost to get at least one. But of course, they do still win the round regardless, but I just thought this might have been a case where it could be executed better, or we could have an instance where it was better, but we can see the potential is the main thing. First up is going to be Farlig, so as I said, he plays a bait setup right here for Maden towards the car. I would like to know if you pronounce Maden or Maden, either way, you should know who I'm talking about, but you can clearly see he's just shoulder peeking in and out. He wants to take the first hit, and then he'll allow for the player at car to take care of the rest of the other player's scene. So this is a pretty common CT setup, but it's more about what happens on the other side of the map rather than this individual bit that's being played here. So of course, as information is taken toward mid, they decide let's clear long fully so we can guarantee it is going to be a B, and they do that just as Sunny is able to call it's going to be a B split. The second player we're going to show is zehN, so actually he's a part of the totem pole that is set up outside of B, and as I showed earlier, he is the player on the bottom of this actual totem pole. So there isn't much for him to do other than watch their back, I guess, because there's no way a player can get a tunnel, and as you can see with Sunny there, he can basically be AFK just chilling, really. There's not much he can do other than just be ready to dismantle the totem pole, I guess, when STYKO gets contact, but you could argue STYKO will do that himself. But either way, if you're a part of this role, you could be out here chilling. So the third player shown, of course, is Maden. So as I mentioned, Farlig is on the corner baiting for him, and as the car player, it's another case of just being aware and ready to peek up and take care of the players if your teammate says they are there. So obviously in this round, or in this instance rather, we don't see anything actually happen from their POV other than very late on into the round when they go towards B. But you can clearly see that the plan is for him to cover towards the short catwalk and then Farlig be watching towards long. Of course, as there is actually concern towards mid and B, they decide we'll clear out long, we can then guarantee that it is going to be a B side of attack. So the fourth player shown is going to be STYKO, so he is the man of the hour for this strategy, as well as this round if I'm perfectly honest. So this boost is worth noting that it's not perfectly high up, it's actually quite low. So I'm going to show just for a second how his visibility is very, very slim right now. So as you're the player holding, you need to make sure you're showing as little as possible. You need to make sure that you do land the shots. I would also argue it's key to have a silenced USP in this instance. It could definitely be argued that the Renegades players do make it very hard for STYKO to land the shots. They're constantly jumping as they come out of the tunnel. Even though the flashbangs don't hit him, it's a very difficult shot. And the fifth player shown, of course, is Sunny, the rogue stand-in, I suppose. He has the kit and the 2 flashes, as well as that he actually plays a very, very aggressive role in this strategy, as he is basically getting intel for one, but also very willing to have his life on the line as he peeks an awful lot. So you could argue this is a typical IGL position to be in, because they need to know, like, they need to calculate the risk reward actually in each take or each peek that they take. And you could argue Sunny does perfectly in that regard for this, because he actually peeks at the perfect times. He actually is able to stop the mid to B fake that's about to come through at least. As well as that, he has the 2 flashbangs, which even though there wasn't many kills to be had off the initial boost, he still lands them very nicely. So of course it wouldn't be very fair if we didn't actually show the T-side point of view as well going into that actual B-bomb site. As well as that we get to see Malta doing some lineups of flashbangs as well as just simple Molotov as well. But of course the main thing is how difficult it is to actually see the boost, right? So the flash goes to the top, Malta walks back site, and then a fence flash as well. But you see how difficult it is to see that head. It's so small, but thankfully Malta gets a dink and it kind of disrupts it.